They got a couple of joints with some silencers on. I'm just loading up clips, a couple grenades. Got a missile launcher with a couple, missiles. I'm ready for war.
Hacking the fool on swagging the fool. That's how we do on swagging the fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC. Hacking the fool on swagging the fool. That's how we do on swagging the fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC. A straight fool, yeah, you know how we act. Real news coming straight from the swag. Every week giving y'all the tea. Yeah, John and G. Tell your peeps tune into the real. Then the news ain't real. Sit back, chillin', let's get cool. It's time to watch that swag and the fool. And we officially here. Another episode, another week. We got J-Max, we got GSPN, we got Al. So grab your shakers, grab your jerseys, grab your towels. Shout out to Dylan the Crazy Man on the track. We got Joe on the track. Hey, Jackson State, Grambling State, Alcorn State, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Prairie View A&M, Mississippi Valley, Texas, Southern Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman. And don't think I ain't forget. We won't. I say, go. Shout out to the mighty Jaguars, man. We back. Swacking the fool. We still swacking and acting. We swacking and we acting, yeah.
What up, 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 people? What up, people? Listen, so I'm back again. While you're here, make sure you like the stream, share the stream, do all the good stuff, man. I know the Lakers coming on, so I know everybody talking about, you finna do a show when the Lakers coming on? Yes, I'm done. To all my Laker fans, I'm done. I'm not watching. You can't hurt me no more. So while we here, before we get started, for those that's watching on Facebook, do me a favor and share it on your personal page. Those that watch on YouTube, make sure you like the stream, share the stream. I'm done. I'm done with the Lakers. I'm done. What's going on? What's going on, my Pete? Got Ronald Hunt checking in. What's good? What's good? What's good, Brave Nation? Quarterback Club. Uh-oh. My girl Paris, what's going on? What's going on? Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to come in. We're just going to talk some football today. If anybody want to come, it's over with. It's over with, I'm done. They can't hurt me no more. I sit up and watch that last game, hoping, praying, looking for help from ref. I didn't care. See, I got desperate. If we got to cheat to win, let's cheat. I got desperate. I'm done. Blow it all up. Blow it all up. I won't come on here today and just talk a little football. The kind of, help me get over this. What's going on? I watched a little bit of the draft, so we're gonna talk about that. We ain't had no players to get to get drafted, but I kind of figured that. So today I just want to come in and talk some football. Anybody that want to come on, you're welcome to come on today. Just a football chat. I'm gonna go through all 12 teams, what I think about them coming out of the spring, what I've heard about them coming out of the spring. I'm gonna go through all 12 teams, and so we're gonna have some fun. Might be on here all night. I don't know. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna go through my slides, then drop the link. But I don't know if it's just me, but tell me how y'all feel about this. I miss the draft being all in one day. I miss the draft being all in one day. It was that Saturday, you got up early Saturday morning, and you watched the draft all day long. You know what I'm saying? I paid attention better like that. Maybe it's just me. What's going on, fellas? Hey, you be on them. I'm gonna start it off with a little one of my ads. We got it in Vicksburg, Mississippi, Memorial Day weekend. They got a big time swag party, tailgate kickoff party that's gonna be going on. So I'm gonna play that for y'all.
The Smoke Tailgate Crew presents the HBCU Tailgating Experience Reunion. You don't want to wait till football season to roll with the smoke. You don't want to miss this. We are calling out the grown and the sexy. We are calling out social clubs, trail riding clubs, tailgaters, and HBCU supporters. Meet us there. Doors open at 8, 1618 Main Street, Vicksburg, Mississippi. the only place to be on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that's my guys with the smoke tailgate. They do it every year. Big Ted, they go to all different SWAC games. It's Grambling, Southern, Alcorn, everybody mixed together. A big tailgate crew. They go around the SWAC. So they doing a big tailgate party, kickoff party, Memorial Day weekend. So if you're in town, if you're not in town, tap in. That's in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Tickets on sale. I will be there in attendance acting a fool. You know how I do. So I'm gonna be there in attendance acting a fool. You ain't got nothing to do. Come on down. We're gonna have a good time, grown folks party. We're gonna have some fun. But today I'm talking about them SWAC football. Today I'm talking about some SWAC football. So spring, spring, I thought spring was fun. Caught a couple spring games, watched a couple as well. There ain't many people that broadcasted this year, and I kind of shaky about that. But we're gonna get into it. What y'all got going on today? Here for that spring football talk. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to JSU in the building. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start out with old Jackson State. I'm gonna start off with Jackson. Braves win. Shout out to my big bad Braves. Got the win today, 5-4. Shout out to my big bad Braves baseball. Got the dub 5-4. Shout out to them big bad Braves. We struggling, so I'm hoping we get a little better. But it is what it is. I'm kind of like I am with the Lakers. We got a lot to improve in their program. We got to put more into their program, but I ain't letting them hurt me no more. So what's good? We starting off with your Tigers, man. Jackson State spring outlook. My strengths for Jackson State, I got the returning quarterback Jacoby and Morgan. I think that's gonna be big for them to have their returning quarterback, big kid, big 6'4", 6'5" kid, huge kid, can kind of have that Cam Newton effect on the offense. Then they have an explosive wide receiver core with Rico Powers, Isaiah Spencer, Fabian McCray. I think it's really explosive receiving core. The Irv Mulligan return, who will probably be coming in as the best back in the SWAC. So he's coming back. That was huge to get him back. I thought he was going to enter the draft, but he didn't. He came back. I thought it was huge for him. So I think offensively, and another thing, man, I love Jackson State's offensive line coach they hired. They hired the offensive line coach from Texas Southern. Ramirez is his name, and I think that's a really good hire, really good offensive line coach. I actually wanted him on the reservation before we made our coaching change. So shout out to Jackson. I think that you're gonna see them wanting to power their ball this year, running down your throat. A lot of power is coming at you. They want to establish that off the line of scrimmage and run the ball. That's what we can expect from Jackson State. Up front, they added a lot of offensive linemen. Want to be physical. Want to be physical. So I think that offensive line coach. I tell y'all every year, coaches I love, and y'all don't want to listen to me. But Jackson State offensive line coach, they got a really good offensive line coach. Came from Texas Southern. If you watched Texas Southern last year, they really had a decent offensive line, really physical. And you can expect Jackson State to be physical. My question marks with Jackson State, just the front seven. Losing Davis, I think, really hurt him in the middle, but they still got Jeremiah Williams up. That helps them a lot. But I'm not really impressed with nobody else on the defensive line right now. They brought in some pieces. But I want to see them do something. The linebacker core, I think, was a little shaky last year, but they also brought in some linebackers. They brought in a big linebacker from Northwestern State, who I think gonna help them out. But I got to see them do it on the field. So that's one of my question marks as well. Just that front seven. Some players is gonna step out on their front seven. Be able to rush the passer. I want to see some DNs that can get out to the passer and rush the passer. They got a first year DC, my boy Quinn, Terenzo Quinn, first year DC. So it's gonna be interesting what scheme he runs. They lost a lot in the secondary, but I love Quinn. I think he's one of the best safety coach in all FCS football. Great guy. Great safety secondary coach. I think he's gonna be really, really good for him. So they lost a lot in the secondary, but I got faith in Terenzo Quinn to put it all together. And then the offensive scheme. I know it's rumored that TC will be the OC, but right now it's just a rumor. I want to see what they do offensively. I thought last year that team could have been better. If they kind of adjusted their offensive scheme to fit what they had. I actually thought Morgan was the best quarterback they had last year, but he came in with injury. I thought they kind of tailored their offense to their skills, the skill set more, and I thought it'd be better. I thought Jackson State had a really good mid-year signing day, and I'm big on having mid-year signing days. So Jackson State strengths, returning quarterback, explosive wide receiver, Irv Mulligan, front seven, first year DC, offensive scheme, my question mark. On Jackson State, It's Jackson State. What y'all think on Jackson State? What's y'all opinion on Jackson State before I move on? Let's see here. They say got a new kicker coming in, so that's gonna be interesting to see. I know they still got the girl kicker, the lady kicker. It was a good story, but they got to do better in special teams, just like we got to do better on the reservation. Next up, oh shit, Prairie View. Um, I got Prairie View next up. The strengths I got for Prairie View is they return the entire D line. That's big for me, man. Retention, in my opinion, retention is big. People don't look at retention. People look at what you bring in from the transfer portal and all this. Man, retention is big for me. In my opinion, retention. What can you bring back to keep in your system from the previous year? And I think they returned the entire D line. I think that's big for them. They also got a new OC, Anthony Whedon, and I've been hearing some real good things about Anthony Whedon to lead that offense. My question marks will be quarterback. They brought in Cam Peters, who I think will be the starter. I like Cam Peters, but it's still a question mark till I can see him do it. The secondary. I thought the secondary last year was pretty. Woo! I thought the secondary at Prairie View was pretty. It was one of the weak spots they had. The secondary. So let's see if that DC can kind of. He run a lot of base defense. So let's see if they can kind of bring in some players kind of show up their secondary. Then just overall playmakers. Some receivers. They lost Chris Simmons the other day to the portal. I want to see them bring in some more playmakers and just develop more playmakers. What kind of playmakers? That's my question marks. Just at the running back, receiver room, just playmakers all over the field. Speed. I know they lost Brian Jenkins. So just having that speed and to see what they do. I got as of now, I got PV as my pick to come out of the West just because they won it last year. And I like to go with the big dogs. They won it last year, so I think they retained a lot, retained most of their coaching staff. So I think that'll help them out. And like I said, just that defensive line gonna be a real strength for them. They returned everybody on the defensive line, added some pieces to the defensive line. So I think that's big for them. Thought they did a really good job recruiting mid-year as well. They brought in some mid-year offensive linemen. So I think that'll be good for them as well. So look for PV to make some noise. So coming out of spring. Oh, this big. So Brian Jenkins played in the spring game. That's big. I think that's big for him. Just have a playmaker out there. There was something I was looking for him, just some playmakers. So just to have some playmakers out there, I think will help PV. Really think it'll help PV. I really want to see what they're gonna do at quarterback. I like Cam Peters, the guy. He played at Kilgore, a big kid. I want to see what they do at Kilgore. Our OC not aggressive with the play calling. I mean, we don't know that just yet though. All we saw was the spring game, so it's gonna be interesting to see if he's aggressive. I've heard some good things about Anthony Whedon. I think the players are excited. I talked to a kid about 2 weeks ago. Was just excited about playing for Anthony Whedon and the energy he has around the program. They say his energy is infectious. So shout out to my boy my boy Elvin Price. Shout out to my boy, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Just with Prairie View, I think a lot of retention. They had a lot of retention, so I look for them to still be in that hunt in the SWAC West coming out of the spring. Next up, the G-Men. The G-Men from Grambling. Grambling State spring outlook. The strengths, I got returning quarterback. They returned their quarterback. I think that's big for them. Just returning their quarterback. Miles Crawley, who I think honestly may be the best quarterback on their west side. I love Miles Crawley. I thought they'd been better last year. I think they kind of took the play calling from Tony Hull late in the season last year, and you kind of saw their offense go down from there. Once they took their play calling from Tony Hull and gave it to Hugh Jackson. I thought their offense was humping. I thought their offense was rolling, but then they took it from Tony Hull, and now Tony Hull's at UAPB. So I think Miles Crawley can do some good things in that offense. They lost a lot though, but they've been active recruiting. Chris Peters, I got Chris Peters on here. This is my boy. He been doing a great job, hell of a job. Shout out to Chris Peters. He's been doing a hell of a job going into Baton Rouge and getting their talent out of Baton Rouge. He's one of the holdovers from the last staff that really helped them with all of the talent they got last year. Behind the scenes, Chris Peters doing really good work recruiting. They missed early signing day, so there was a knock on ground for me. But lately they've been going there, getting the bodies in, getting some talent in. Shout out to Chris Peters. He's doing a real good job at bringing in talent, especially in his backyard of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He been doing. And then Keelan Elder. The veteran running back, I think will lead their running back room this year. He's a veteran, been there. He been there. He run the ball hard. He had some ball control issues, fumbling the ball. But I think he's gonna have a breakout year this year. Really good kid, runs the ball hard, and just a dynamic running back out the backfield that you can depend on. Then my question marks would be all of the loss of production. They lost a lot on the offensive line. Three or four offensive linemen from last year. They lost a lot on the defensive line. Javen Carter just entered the portal. Linebackers, a new staff on the defensive side of the ball. Lost the cornerback Chris Dagry. Lost him. They lost a lot. They lost a lot, and also they missed. Like I always say, they missed early signing day. Player retention. They lost a lot of players. They lost a lot of production. There's a lot of production from a lot of starters they had last year. Leading rusher, leading receivers, all gone. Best players on the offensive line gone. Best players on the defensive line gone. Best linebacker gone. Best secondary players gone. So they lost a lot. They lost a lot. So that's gonna be big to see how they replace that talent. And then Eric Dooley. What the hell we gonna get out of Eric Dooley? Last time we seen Eric Dooley, their offense at Southern was just abysmal. It was bad. Their offense was bad, so they hired him back. And you know how the G-men do. They excited about him because they say the last time he was at Grambling, they won. You know, I tend to say that because they had Kincaid, but he did draw up a championship offense. But I'm just not big on Dooley. That's just me. I'm not big on Dooley. I like to see what he can do. But right now I'm not big on Dooley. But he does have a quarterback to come in and work with. I think that helps him out. But Eric Dooley is my question mark. You just don't know what you're gonna get. The last time we saw him, he was trash. Let me just be honest, he was trash. The last time we saw Eric Dooley, he was trash. We can't skip around on it. Last time we saw him, he was trash, and he got a lot to replace around him. So he got not only is it a Eric Dooley coming in, you're gonna have a brand new offense coming in, brand new offensive line, brand new receiving core. So that's one of my question marks with Grambling. What's y'all thoughts on Grambling? They said that man's still there. Yeah, Keelan Elder still there. Paris say not a damn thing. Say Dooley. That's Dooley nephew. Grambling will right the ship. I think eventually under Mickey Jones, I think Mickey Jones is going to be a hell of a recruiter. I think eventually they will. I just think, in my opinion, this year, missing that early signing day. People don't understand how important that mid-year signing day is. See, because now if you go sign, let's say you go sign 20 players because you got all these open spots now. Them kids are getting there in what, June, July, right before camp. So if they don't work out, you stuck. If you would have signed those same 2025 mid-year, and you go through the spring with them, and you see, maybe I need to replace this, maybe I replace that. You got time to replace that talent. But by missing out on a lot of your mid-year guys, you kind of it's late in the game to kind of bring all these kids in and try to get them to jail within a month before your first game. Because camp is only a month before your first game. So you got all these new players in to get your system down. You got all these new coach, new DC, new OC, new head coach. And also new players to jail a month before your first game. That's hard. That's hard. And it could happen with the transfer portal. It could happen. You could hit a lick and you bring everybody in and everybody work. It could. But if we're predicting, it's hard to predict that because you just don't see it often. Yeah, they bring in some players that I know the defensive line brought in about 5 or 6 guys, but they lost so much as well. They lost they lost a lot. So of course it's gonna look like, oh, they're just killing and recruiting, but they lost so much. And how I always say it is, are you bringing kids in to be a part of something, or are you bringing these kids in late to be the something? It's easy to bring 5 or 6 defensive linemen in, if you're returning a lot and you just got to plug and play. But when you bringing new kids into your program, camp start with July 5th or 6th. You got a month and a half to get them ready, and they got to be the something. It's harder to do it like that, in my opinion. Not saying he was terrible, and that's true too. Maybe taking some of the duties off of him. He just can focus on his offense. It might help him. It might help Dooley. But I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't impressed with Dooley when he was at Grambling the first time. They won, but they were just extremely talented. But a lot of their fans were also complaining about the play calling with Kincaid. Still, they don't tell you that. But a lot of their fans were complaining about the play calling with Kincaid. Kincaid just got him out of a lot of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see. Call out the black. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, continuity matters. Continuity matters. It matters. It matters. It matters. Next up, FAMU. When we talking about continuity matters, FAMU the next one up. I think the strength's gonna be the running back room. You bring back Kelvin Dean, who I think gonna be a really good player. Kelvin Dean, he was a MVP of the Celebration Bowl. He's gonna be a good player coming back for him. Championship pedigree and recruiting. I think they'll be able to get some kids in because of their championship pedigree. Their name is hot right now, so by their championship pedigree, I think they'll be able to bring in get some ballers in. But I still have the same question mark. I'm gonna talk about it later. Then Ashton Grape on the offensive line. I think he's gonna anchor their offensive line. He returns on the offensive line. I think he's gonna anchor their offensive line up front. So I think that'll help him out as well. Then my question marks for FAMU will be the loss of production. You lost pretty much your best at every position. That's hard. Now, and while also losing your OC, your DC, and your head coach. That's a lot to replace. I don't care. I know I said a lot of people FAMU saying, but we gonna bring in players. It ain't that easy just to bring in players. You can bring in all these top players, but are they gonna mesh together? Are they coming to be a part of something, or do they have to be the something in order for y'all to be great? And I think right now a lot of them have to be that for them to be great, and we just don't know if they're gonna be that. That's the thing with the transfer portal. We can hit or we can miss. We can hit or we can miss. Miss Laura say, FAMU already had depth. Yeah. See, and let me hit on this. See, last year, what happened with FAMU last year? If you look at them last year, see, even with the offensive line, defensive line, before they added anything last year with their signing class, they returned a lot. So once they added everything out of transfer portal, you had retention, plus you had talent coming in from the transfer portal. Well, right now, as it stands today, they lost their best, almost their best of everything. At every position, defensive line, offensive line, they lost a lot. The best quarterback, lost some receivers, linebackers. They lost everything. So when you bring it in, now those players you bring it in, you're expecting them to be those guys. They got to be that you got to hit on these transfer portal keys because you can't fall back on the keys you had there before because you lost all those. So that's my point. I think they lost a lot of depth. One of the things that helped FAMU last year was they had a lot of depth. So them players they brought in out of transfer portal, they could come in and learn. Some of the players you didn't see playing to week 3 or 4, they can work them players in because they had so much depth and they had so much attention. But this year, them people lost so much. They lost so much. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Now, this could all be false because the thing about the transfer portal, you can bring in a couple players that just hit, and you like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But you can also miss. So that's the thing about the transfer portal. Yeah, and they lost a recruiting coordinator, and I think that hurt. But I do think they're gonna be able to bring in some talent. They got a lot of spots they got to fill, so they're gonna be able to bring some talent. So look in the next couple of weeks for it to be commitment after commitment after commitment. But like I say, are they coming to be a part of something, or are they gonna have to be the something? Last year they're coming to be a part of something. This year they're gonna have to be the something. Valid question. Has the rest of the SWAC done enough to 7% FAMU? I don't know. I think this year the door wide open. The door wide open. I don't know if the SWAC did enough to separate themselves from FAMU. I think FAMU has lost so much that it dropped them back down with the rest of the SWAC. You know, they lost a lot. People overlooking how much FAMU lost. FAMU lost a lot, but they were loaded, so they do bring back some talent. But they lost a lot. They lost that. If you don't think losing the best OC in the conference, Willie Simmons, losing the DC was one of the top DCs in the conference, you don't think that matters, you're smoking crack. You're smoking crack. You lost your best players at every position. But FAMU has a championship pedigree, and they're going to recruit some really good players, so you could fill those holes and possibly still win the SWAC. Because we all dealing with losing players, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's over for them, but it's this same FAMU team you saw last year. I just don't think it's dead. We knew in the offseason FAMU loaded. That was my pick this time last year. I'm like FAMU, they loaded. I can't say the same about none of these SWAC teams right now, not one. So it's still open for them. I'm not saying they can't be good, but they lost a lot. So just to think you're gonna come in and dominate, it ain't gonna happen. Coaching will come into play. And we really don't know what we're getting out of, like Cozy. We really don't know. We really don't know how he's going to do. Henry, the new OC. We really don't know what we're gonna get. I think we all guessing, but we really don't know what we're gonna get. Follow the history of 45 years ago. Miss Lori, all I know is I just saw FAMU when they first championship in forever. I don't know about 45 years, but I ain't like they've been just killing them, Miss Lord. I don't want to hear about no Lakers. I'm done with them. They didn't trade D'Angelo Russell tonight and fire everybody else. Shout out to my guy H0. Yeah, he just signed with the Packers as the undrafted free agent. I'm gonna be tapping in with that after I go through all these slides. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think FAMU. I think FAMU they're gonna always bring in some talent. They're gonna bring in some players. I'm telling you, look for in a couple weeks, it's gonna be commit after commit after commit. They're gonna bring in some talent, some Power 5 talent. They're gonna bring in some talent. But will the talent have to be the guy, or will they fit into something? I think right now they have to be the guy because they lost so much, and that's hard to do all the time. Texas Southern. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Texas Southern. The way them folks did me last year, Texas Southern, I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna be real nice. I ain't going out there messing with them folks. I ain't listen, Texas Southern. Whatever we did, y'all, we apologize. Okay, but their strengths, returning quarterback, and they got a quarterback battle going on. Jace Wilson and KJ Cooper. They just signed a 6'5" kid, KJ Cooper. Really good kid, really good quarterback, big 6'5" quarterback out of California, who I think gonna push for that starting job. Him and Jace Cooper. I mean, him and Jace Wilson and KJ Cooper gonna battle for that quarterback spot. I think the battle was always good. And the question mark, just the entire program. We just got to see what Chris Dishman gonna do. A lot of question marks around that program. Lost a lot of players. Returned a few players. They lost a big defensive tackle. He's picking up all kind of P5, Power 5 offers. The defensive tackle, he was just at Arkansas the other day on a visit. So they lost a lot of talent, but we're gonna see what they can do. But right now, I just think returning quarterback, which is kind of a plus because right now it ain't too many hot quarterbacks in the SWAC. So we're gonna see what kind of talent and what Chris Dishman can do down there. By 9 of this year, though, Valley, the same thing. Really don't have nothing on Valley. They got some facility upgrades coming. They got a new school board and some other things. Turf gonna be done next year. They got their full alignment of scholarships. But then my question mark is the entire program. I know they bring back the starting quarterback who started the end of the last year, big kid. But other than that, I know they lost a defensive tackle. The one they got from Georgia State, they lost him, Jordan. So it's just a lot of question marks on that program. Can they finally get 4 or 5 wins? I don't know. I'm kind of tired of getting excited about Valley, and then they let me down every. Valley like everybody little brother. Everybody wants to see Valley do good, but right now I just don't see it. I haven't seen them do much in recruiting. Mid-year sign day wasn't too hot in my opinion. Yeah, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real grass this upcoming season, but I think the following season will be turf. But they got a lot of facility upgrades coming. So shout out to Valley. They announced it the other day. And shout out to Valley media team too. Valley been doing a really good job with their media team. So shout out to Valley media team. But other than that, bro, I ain't got much on Valley. Y'all know Valley gonna Valley. I wish them best. They like everybody little cousin, little brother. So I hope they can upset a couple people. But right now, I don't know. The Big Bad Braves. I ain't know this was next. Y'all see I use my pitch on here. So you know what I'm saying? The Big Bad Braves. Let me get us out the way. Spring out look. I think our strengths gonna be the defensive line. Return a lot on defensive line. Malachi Bailey, I think it was huge. First team All SWAC, HBCU All American. Malachi Bailey returns. I think that's huge for us. A guy of that caliber to return on the D line after getting some offers. You know what I'm saying? He was getting posts. He hit me like, G, man. G, bro. I'm like, bro. So I had to talk. You know what I'm saying? For that kid to return, he had a monster spring, working a lot. Mid-year recruiting class, we signed like 25 kids mid-year. I think that helped us out a lot because we were able to go through spring and really assess our needs. And that was big after a coaching change. We signed 25 players after a coaching change, the day after a coaching change. And we were able to. I'm stuttering. We were able to return a lot, so I thought that was really big for us. In the secondary, I think our secondary gonna be really good this year. We got a big time safety from East Mississippi, McCall, that been really good, and we returned our entire secondary, and we just added some more pieces to it. Some 6'2" corners, a couple 6'1" corners that were freshmen last year stepping up. So I think our secondary gonna be really good. And then Cedric Thomas, my guy. I got my guy. I'm gonna stand on the table about this guy. He's been my pick to be the head coach about 2 years now. It's gonna be real with y'all. Y'all know I've been saying, anybody been following me, y'all know this been my guy, and just the energy around the program he has right now. I'm not gonna say we're gonna go undefeated. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win nothing. That ain't what I'm saying. But the process has been fixed. It ain't players moping around. We got volunteers. We don't have hostages no more. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing a good job in recruiting. The players are happy. You don't see many players from Alcorn hitting the portal. You just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? After a coaching change, you don't see things like that. Truck Griffin returns, our All-American tight end. You gonna see him out the field. The spring game, he played at running back, receiver. I think he's gonna be our best offensive weapon. Truck Griffin returns, so I think that's gonna be huge for us, man. Our best offensive lineman return. So I think our best players every position return. So that's big for us, just retention wise. And then question mark be the quarterback. I think we had some inconsistent play. Tyler Macon came out of spring as our guy, as our number one, but he had some inconsistent moments. He'll show flashes and be like, whoa, I went to practice and he just dominated. I'm talking about defense couldn't stop him. But he did the same thing last year before his injury. But this summer, the defense couldn't stop him at a couple this spring. I'm sorry, defense couldn't stop him at a couple practices. But he still got to be consistent. Sometimes he has lapses in the way he read defenses. Sometimes he has a funky throwing motion, and sometimes he starts to side on some passes. But he's a very dynamic quarterback. So we're gonna have some competition in the quarterback room. Look for us to add more, bring in another veteran quarterback too. Okay, that's coming. Another veteran quarterback just to push him in that room. Then our wide receiver room. We're really young at wide receiver. I think we need to add another piece outside at wide receiver. And then the offensive line depth. We return our best offensive lineman, in my opinion, our left tackle, who I think gonna be really, really good for us. DeMarcus Gordon got to lose a little weight, but I think gonna be really, really good. Return three starters, but we got to show up the offensive line, just the interior offensive line, just get some depth, the interior offensive line. So that's the question mark for the Big Bad Braves. But overall, I love the coaching staff. I love the way we're recruiting. We got some big things coming down the pipeline just in recruiting. I love the way we're recruiting. We brought in some absolute dogs at media signing day, but we got to put it all together. So that's the Big Bad Braves. Alcorn here like booty. I like the status of our program right now. I just really like the status of our program right now. I can't be happy. The players are excited, they're having fun. Shout out to Coach T. He's more accepting to the media and getting better media coverage into our program. I think that's gonna be big for us. Yeah, that's it. He just needs some consistency on the routine play. Yeah, that's it. Take the check down. Don't always look for the big play. Our new OC, Jermaine Gale's been doing a good job trying to put him in good position. But we're going to see how Jermaine, because that's another question mark, OC. We're going to see how Jermaine Gales gets everything going. I trust him a lot. I think last year, our offense was all over the place. It was just all over the place. So I think just having that stability at OC is going to be really good for us. Shout out to Jarvion Howard getting picked up by the Packers as well. Southern University. Southern U. My boy Mac went down there to Southern U. Nuck if you book. Shout out to my offensive line coach too. Coach Watts. I love him. Love the whole coach staff. But on the Southern, the strength's gonna be the defensive line. At Southern. I think they returned a lot on the defensive line. Kelby Gimbis returning for Southern is huge for him. I'm talking about huge. Davin Cotton returned for him. I think that's gonna be real big up front. They got a defensive end that played at Scotlandville. That's gonna be really good for him. I think the defensive line gonna be really good. They got a Darius Jackson. He got hurt last year, didn't play much last year. Darius Jackson, he was an Arkansas State transfer up front. I think that's gonna really help that defensive line. Kobe Dillon returns their running back. I think that's gonna help stabilize their backfield. And I just think they'll be a much better disciplined team. We got all them old coaches. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it a little later. But they got a lot of them old coaches, and though I don't know how old coaches work in this day and age of transfer portal and all that, but one thing you can, I think you can say is I think they'd be a much better disciplined team. I think last year, but they were so undisciplined, coming out the locker room, running to other people's end zones, and offsides penalties, false start penalties. They were very undisciplined. I think with these older coaches, Terrence Graves, Fred McNair, coming in the fold. That's something that can gonna help their team out. Just discipline being there with these older coaches, older guys that been around the game, gonna be disciplined. They ain't gonna put up with no bullshit. So I think that's gonna help them out. Then my question marks gonna be the offensive line. That offensive line at the spring game, Southern offensive line was absolutely horrible. I'm talking about horrible. I think they lost 3 or 4 starters, and then the other day, Bryce McNair, who started 12 games for him last year, tackle, he hit the portal, and he got beat to sleep last year a lot. So the offensive line gonna be key. And like I said, it's gonna be tough bringing in 4 and 5 offensive linemen last minute like this and make them gel together. You saw that with Dion. Dion had these top offensive linemen from here, transfers, and he never had a good offensive line. It's hard to bring in that many transfers late and have a good offensive line. It's just tough. It's just tough bringing them in there late. It's tough, and like I said with Grambling, Southern missed mid-year signing day. They missed and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt because all the talent Southern is another program that's gonna bring in talent. But are they gonna have to be the something or be a part of something? Most of the offensive linemen they're gonna have to bring in gonna have to be the something, and they're gonna get there a month and a half before the season start. That's tough to predict that they're just gonna hit like this. Now with this transfer portal, like I said, you can just hit. You can get a couple players and be like, woo. They can't just hit, but like my boy PV say, they may have the worst offensive line at the beginning of the year. Their offensive line was bad. It was like a turn wheel. It was like a turn wheel. So I thought they missed a lot of mid-year signing day, and the offensive line is bad. Then the question, I was also disappointed they didn't bring in a quarterback. Now they may bring in a quarterback later. I thought they should have brought him in mid-year and be able to go through the spring with him, but quarterback. I think Noah Biden will be the starter. And we all seen Noah Biden, but I would go with one of the younger guys. I got 2 younger guys that's fighting, the kid from Schuylerville and Baton Rouge. If it was me looking at this team, I would go with one of the younger guys. Take my lumps and bruises now. You know, if I'm Terrence Graves, I take my lumps and bruises now. But with the delusional fan base at Southern, they're going to come on here and really think they have a chance. Instead of saying, look, Terrence Graves we're going to develop some players this year, start a young quarterback, develop this talent this year, and then next year, be stronger and be better. They're going to put the pressure on this man to come in, win year 1 with all that they lost, because they lost a lot on the offensive line, a lot on defense, a lot in the secondary. They're going to put a lot pressure on this man to come in and win year 1 when it's just not that easy. When you can come in, start this true freshman, not the true freshman, a redshirt freshman, and start some younger guys and start to build and develop some players, and you might take some lumps, but it'll work out in the long run. They ain't gonna want to hit it on the bluff. By game 4-5, they're gonna be hollering for Fred McNair to be the head coach. You know what I'm saying? And then my last point was recruiting. I thought they missed mid-year recruiting, and just overall, Southern just hasn't blown me away in recruiting like I thought they could. They haven't gotten them 4 and 5, you know what I'm saying? Them 4-star kids, them P5 kids that I thought Southern would be able to attract. They just haven't gotten them. So and with this, Southern has a real old coaching staff. Okay, the locker room smell like mothballs and Old Spice. Like they have some real old locker room. The coaching staff is really, really old. And you bring on a new OC, shout out to Gump from PV, Mark Fredericks. I think Gump is a nice recruiter and they're gonna do some nice thing on offense. But outside of that, then you brought in Fred McNair. You got the quarterback coach from Valley, Terrence Graves, the older guy. It's hard to sit in a 22-year-old's home and try to recruit that kid with older coaches like that. I know it don't. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're talking to an 18-year-old, you're going into a parent's home, Fred McNair and Terrence Graves, and they talk about discipline and giving you their resume. Well, that's easy to win over the parents of an 18-year-old and an 18-year-old kid because they want to see their kid develop. So having older coaches helps you in that range. But when you're hitting the portal, now you got 21-year-old kids who don't care nothing about discipline, don't care nothing about your resume. I think you have to be able to meet them where they are more. And I don't know if those older coaches will be able to do that. In my opinion, you have to be able to get on their level, and I don't know if those oldest coaches are gonna be able to connect with some of these transfers out the portal. And I think that's one of the problems. Willie Titan is his name. And I think that's one of the problems. They're so, I think they may be out of touch. Their coaching staff, in my opinion, may be out of touch. And for all I'm saying, they could go out there and be really, really good, but just as if we predicting, it ain't looking too high, in my opinion, for Southern right now. Go through some of these comments before I move on. Mothballs and Old Spice. Hold up, your coach quit to work for Fred. What coach we quit to work for Fred? I don't know what you're talking about. Jazz by 40. Yeah, y'all might. With this transfer portal, a lot of this predicting in the offseason has become much, much harder because of the transfer portal. Because you never really know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, okay? You never really know what you're going to get. So a lot of these analysis, I've been seeing a lot of channels predicting schedules and all that. I ain't doing all that because it's hard to predict right now. I can only give you like an outlook, but just predicting exactly what they're going to be is harder than years before when you knew, okay, they have a 3 or 4 year guy returning here. This year, you might have the transfer portal is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder to judge now. Your coach left UAPB as a head coach. No, he didn't. He left UAPB to go to Southern Miss. Then he left Southern Miss to be a head coach at Mississippi Delta, where he turned that program around to their first winning season in forever. After he turned UAPB around to their first winning season in forever. He's a program builder. He's rebuilding our program. You got to understand what you're talking about. Cool. See, but the thing with Fred knew how to go get a staff that connect with the player because he knew he couldn't. I don't know about Terrence Graves doing it. What up, Rude? But yeah, that's it on Southern. I think there'll be a much more disciplined ball club. I think the defensive line will be good. I think the defense will overall be good. I know they lost a lot in the secondary, but I'm hearing that the secondary look pretty good. In spring, I'm hearing that the secondary looked pretty good. I'm hearing Davin Cotton is looking as best as he's looked in recent years, coming off that injury. That's the big defensive tackle. I'm here. He's looking real good, but the linebacker room I think is a little shaky. And that's that old ass coaching staff. I don't know if that works in today's game. You see all these old coaches being phased out the game. You got to be able to connect with these kids if you're trying to get these transfers. You know my boy turned y'all around. You got every time Fred McNair. That's a really old coaching staff. UAPB. Tony Hull. OC. I love Tony Hull as old. Tony Hull is probably my favorite OC last year. I've been a Tony Hull fan. I love what he was doing with Grambling offense before they took him for the reins from him. I love Tony Hull as OC. They also have a returning quarterback. But the question mark's gonna be Alonzo Hampton. I'm hearing that he's a micromanager. Is he gonna let Tony Hull coach? Is he gonna let him coach? Is he gonna let him do his thing, or is he gonna do him the same thing that Hugh Jackson did to Tony Hull? And then everything else for UAPB. What kind of talent are they bringing in? Question mark. They lost some talent. I know they lost 2 of their best linebackers, Rico Dozier and another kid, ward number 8. They lost the top 2 linebackers. Can they replace those guys? That's just my question mark. The front 7 over there. Just talent overall. Just bringing in some talent. You're going to need some talent. Just bringing in some talent. I know he went a lot of high school recruits in his first signing class. So can he develop that talent? That's the question mark for Alonzo Hampton. I think everything else, every goddamn thing else, I just don't know what to expect out of UAPB right now. Just don't know what to expect. Bethune-Cookman. The strengths, Raymond Wood III, I heard he had a really good spring, and he's been like their de facto recruiting coordinator. And they brought in some nice players on paper. But that's good and all. But you remember A&M a couple years ago when they brought in all them transfers, so you can kind of they're my sleeper team too, Paris. They my sleeper team because they wasn't bad last year. They just really didn't know how to win, but they stayed in a lot of games last year. They returned a lot on defense, and that defense was pretty good last year. Now they did lose the defensive end Cunningham on the defensive end, but I think that they're still gonna have some question marks for me. But I think they're gonna be my sleeper team. They're gonna be my sleeper team. They brought in a lot of talent. On their defense side of the ball. I know they bring back their dynamic player that returned all them kicks, Darnell Dees. Offense is horrible. And that's why I say question mark quarterback. Offense is horrible. So offense wasn't too good last year, honestly. I know they brought in a couple offensive line transfers. They're gonna get there late. Y'all know how I feel about getting in there late. They just took an offensive line from Jackson. I don't know who he got. They're gonna say he didn't report. Jackson gonna say he did. He's a transfer from Northwestern State. But Jackson State gonna say that they didn't want him or he got cut or something like that. But he was committed to Jackson. I don't know if he made the campus, but he just committed to BCU. And they got the big kid from Wayne Green from Georgia Tech, offensive lineman as well. So they got some reinforcement coming in on offensive line. I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback. That's another question mark. I know Malik Higgins from Gardner-Webb is down there. So I think they're gonna have some question marks on the offensive side of the ball. And just see if they can grow. If they can have some growth. I know they played a lot of young kids last year. If they can have some growth on the defense side of the ball and offense side of the ball. I know they signed Rick Ross' son. And he was a big time 3-star out of Florida. I think St. Aquinas down there. So it's gonna be big. How we getting there? Because he was committed to y'all and then he flipped BCU. Because I know y'all. Because I know y'all ass. If don't nobody know y'all, I've been dealing with y'all ass all my life. I know y'all. I know what y'all gonna say. Yeah, the UAPB. I don't know how they score these games. The score was 77-73. I just don't understand this shit. Like 7-7. I wouldn't even report that. I wouldn't come out there and report that my score was 77-73. He was supposed to, but he flipped on us with his mama situation. A lot of people don't know Rick Ross is actually from Mississippi, so we had some ties to him. His dad was locked in. You remember Rick Ross made the video, Alcorn State, we got some big things coming. His son had just committed to us. But then when him and his baby mama started getting into it, she wanted her baby at BCU close to her, and they flipped him, and she came out and made a video saying he ain't been sending no money to BCU because he mad and all that stuff. So, I don't know how good of a kid he is. I never really watched his film, but I did. He was Rick Ross down there. I know he's from Mississippi. He's from Clarksville, so we had some ties to him. You know what I'm saying? He's still committed to doing some things for us, but we didn't get his son. Bama State. In the words of all script, Andrew Buddy. Pretty much. I'm hearing he dominated in the spring. Took that job and made every quarterback on the roster want to leave. D. Davis gone. With D. Davis, listen, y'all. I thought D. Davis should just switch positions. You're not finna go play no real significant football nowhere at quarterback. You're not finna do it. You might as well go on to the slot. You know what I'm saying? Go on to the slot somewhere and be a dynamic playmaker. Even if you go D2, I don't trust him as a D2 quarterback. Me personally. But he's real dynamic. Small side, but real dynamic. Heard the offensive line did a pretty good job in the spring game. So offensive line, the offense was real explosive. They had some big plays, and Bama State the last couple of years just haven't had a real explosive offense. So I think a lot of that had to do with Andrew Body coming in. I've been hearing some really good things about him around campus as well. He's being that leader. So shout out to the Body family. Real good kid. I tell a story about Andrew Body all the time. That's a real good kid. I want to see that kid succeed because he's just a really good kid. You know how you just meet good kids? That's a real down-to-earth dude. Most time you see talented kids that don't want to talk to people. Man, that dude be like, G, what up, G? What, you know what I'm saying? That's how they are. That's how he is. He's a real good dude. He down to talk to anybody. He don't feel like he's too good. Really good kid. Raised by some really good parents. So he's been that leader around the campus. He's at the campus events. I'm told, getting the football team to come to certain campus events. So he just been that leader, and I think that's gonna help Bama State out a lot. My question marks would be replacing some of that defensive talent. They lost a lot on defense. Bama State lost a lot on defense, man. Adrian Maddox, they just lost a lot up front on defense. They lost a lot. Bubble, so they lost a lot. So I think that's hard to replace all that talent. It's easy to say, oh yeah, we just gonna we've always had a good defense, but to replace that talent like that, it ain't easy. I think the interior gonna have some question marks. BB McLeod left up front on the offensive line. They lost Kale Jackson, they lost Adrian Maddox, Mikey Victor, Ogletree up front, Chauncey Moore, Stokes. They lost a lot. With losing Keyshawn Johnson. So they lost a lot. It's just gonna be replacing that talent. I think they did a really good job at mid-year signing day, bring some talent in, but so they're gonna have some question marks on the defensive side of the ball. But I think the head coach is a defensive man, so they kind of I kind of can lean towards them a little bit, believe in them a little bit more, because they've proven to have a pretty stable defense. So I can trust them to kind of replace a lot of their talent and show up some things. But I don't think they look too good in the spring game defensively, from what I'm told, on the defensive line. Just gonna be honest with y'all. But Andrew Body killing it. I think he's the best returning quarterback in the SWAC this year. He killing it in this league. Y'all know in this league, quarterback is the most important thing. He can kind of change. He's changed the whole program. He can change the whole dynamic of your program. So I think just having Andrew there is going to really help him out. They're going to be a big-time contender in the SWAC overall. So I think that first game against NCCU going to tell a tale. But I'm looking for Andrew to show out and represent for the SWAC. A&M. Oh, Lord. A&M. I think, first of all, I think they coach on the hot seat. I don't think he fixes it. I didn't see enough in the spring game for me to say, oh, A&M gonna fix it. They look better. Defense still looks soft. I just never known for Manor to ever produce a really good defense. They got a new DC at the spring game. He was fussing. He was hot as hell at this spring game. What's his name? Thomas Howard on the new DC. He wasn't happy with the defense. I think, and if I know Coach Thornton is down there, they may help him out. I think he's coaching the defensive ends or defensive line or something like that. Coach Thornton from Grambling, he's at A&M right now, but he didn't look too hot at Grambling. So how much is that gonna help? The strengths of receiving core, Hambrick, they got a kid from Jackson State, Duke Miller, and then Deion Nelson. They look pretty good. They return a quarterback. They return Langford. I think they need a little bit better than Langford to win it. They got the kid from the University of Miami, Abrion Smith, played pretty good in the spring game. They kind of split reps. They both look okay, decent, but I don't see too much out of A&M. Really don't see too much out of A&M. I think they can have a middle of the way year. Maybe surprise the team here or there because they got a returning quarterback. But again, with the transfer portal, you never know. So in my opinion, I think this is Maynard's last year on the hill. And I think a name to look out for is Fred McNair. I'm just telling y'all, just a name to look out for on the hill. Me personally, I would go in a younger direction. But in the end, I don't think they're going to win the MCC. And losing the MCC again, going to be trouble for Maynard. I don't think they win the MCC. But I love the receiver core, Hambrick, Duke Miller, Nelson, Ryan Morrow at running back looked pretty good in the spring game too. So I got a couple offensive pieces. They can put it all together. They make a little noise. But right now, I just can't see it. They're going to need a lot of pieces and a lot of improvement to make this thing interesting. They say farewell tour. Shout out to Don Thornton. I think it's a huge hire. Going to A&M. Shout out to Don Thornton. I saw on an interview where she gave the fans her personal cell phone number. I love it. I love that type of stuff. Transparency, to be able to touch the coach. She's a very good coach, and she's very transparent and willing to work with the school and the media department and just the alumni associations. She's willing to do all all the hard work, the leg work. So I think she's gonna do a really good job. So and get out there and support your new women's head basketball coach. You got a new arena. Things are looking up. She just got Salome Sanders. But I don't know how good that kid is. I don't know how good she is. But it is some hype around the program right now. So she got a couple players from UAPB that committed. So it's gonna be real good. Miller has dropsies. And I think that's everybody. I'm gonna take a break and play my
The Smoke Tailgate crew presents the HBCU Tailgating Experience Reunion. You don't want to wait till football season to roll with the smoke. You don't want to miss this. We are calling out the grown and the sexy. We are calling all social clubs, trail riding clubs, tailgaters, and HBCU supporters. Meet us there. Doors open at 8, 1618 Main Street, Vicksburg, Mississippi. The only place to be on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, shout out to the Tailgate crew. Make sure y'all check that out if you can. Also, shout out to the 1871collective.com. Check them out. Check out the 1871collective.com if you get a chance. Like the stream, share the stream if y'all can. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody want to come up and holler at me. I will open the call line, but I'll be messing it up, and I really don't feel like doing all that. I just want to sit on here and talk some football, get my mind off my sorry ass Lakers. I've never done a live while my Lakers played. I'm tapped out, so I just want to talk some football and get my mind off them sorry ass Lakers. Okay, I'm just being honest with y'all. Who we got in free agency? Ian Wheeler from Howard just signed with the Chicago Bears. Let's see who else we got. Mikey Victor signed with the Patriots. So shout out to Mikey Victor as an undrafted free agent. Mikey Victor signed. Drop it in the comments if y'all know anybody else that signed. Let me see. I hope my boy Monterio can get a little shot. Man, I'm happy for Jarvis Young. No, that's a hard working dude. Does the Rattlers repeat? Honestly, bro, I don't know. Right, the swag so open right now, bro. It's hard to if you see anybody that's just telling you this team gonna be this, they lying. In other years, we can kind of forecast and see more because we have returning quarterbacks and a lot of returning players. With this transfer portal and these P5s and G5s picking a lot of our talent, it's very hard to predict now. It's open. It's hard to predict. It's hard. It's extremely tough, bro. That's why I ain't wasting my time. I ain't gonna make me look like no fool. Going through these schedules, this team gonna win, this team gonna win. If I had to, I'm gonna look at retention, what you brought back, and what you signed early to be able to go through spring. Because it's gonna be hit or miss with these kids signing them late, and then you don't know what they are. So now you can't replace them because they signed in May. So you can't replace them if they come to camp and they're not what you thought they was. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing. And I think it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna get excited. It's gonna be a lot of fan bases getting excited, right? Like I said, FAMU got a lot of people to replace. So they're gonna sign 10, 15 players, some really good talented players. So they're gonna get real excited. Southern gonna sign some players. Grambling gonna sign a lot of. Their fan base is gonna get real excited. But are they coming to be the something? Or are they coming to be a part of something? This is my opinion. It's easier when you already got a lot of returning talent and you're bringing in these transfers. You're bringing in these transfers, but they coming to be a part of something that I already know the lay of the land. But it's hard when you're bringing in all these transfers and trying to build a culture. It's hard. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. So sometimes it works. So yeah, I hope we make the 53, but that's the second one. They did the same with Chris Blair. So shout out to them. Yeah, it's a wait and see era in college. It's a wait and see, bro. We're gonna come down to coaching, which coaches can, retain their players. It's gonna come down to coaching. And if we're looking at coaching, it's a lot of new coaches. So every everywhere got new coaches. I mean, you look at Jackson, second year coach, Alcorn first year, Grambling first year new staff, Southern first year head coach, FAMU first year head coach. So it's a lot of there's gonna be a lot of turnover and changes in the SWAC. Just we gotta sit back and watch. Family was good last year. They weren't. No, I don't think they were unbeatable, but I think they had a lot of talent. I think they had a lot of talent. I think they had a lot of talent before they got started getting a lot of these transfers. General Hunt was already there. You know what I'm saying? So they had a lot of talent even before they start. So when they started bringing on them defensive line transfers, they just came to fit in to be a part of something. They didn't have to come in and be to something, and that matters. But yeah, man, we gonna. I think in this I didn't expect anybody to be drafted in this year's draft. Ain't there's no such thing as culture anymore. This AAU football. I think you still build a culture. I disagree. I understand where you're going with it though, but I think you still can build a culture. You know what I'm saying? I think you still can build a culture. Um, yeah, your talent gonna have to. If you lost a lot, the talent you bringing in gonna have to be productive. It's gonna have to be productive if you lost a lot. It's gonna have to be productive, and a lot of people lost a lot. So this B series only 3 teams even have legit chances. Not wide open. People saying it is. If 3 people in the East and 3 people in the West have chances, in my opinion, that's wide open. That's 6 teams out of 12 that got a shot. My opinion, that's wide open. If I'm looking at it honestly, I think Jackson, FAM, Alabama State, PV, Alcorn, maybe Grambling, maybe, but then all that comes down to quarterback. Because I think my Braves are loaded, but if Tyler Macon flops, then we're gonna be in trouble. I got faith in him, but he gotta go out there and show it. You know what I'm saying? He gotta go out there and show it. He been really good in practice, but you can't go out there throwing sidearms and making bad reads, and then so he gonna be pushed and pressured, but you gonna see. Get them all. Have to be selective on recruiting, 100%. You can't just take him because he went to this school, went to that school. There you go. You know damn well. I like him too. I want to see him continue to be able to. We're gonna have to be able to pass the ball. He's very dynamic. We're gonna have to be able to pass the ball down the field. I want to see him keep working to improve his passing game. Just some of the reads he makes, and just not turn the ball over. Sometimes I think he tried to take the big play instead of the little check down right here in front of him. But I think he's very dynamic, and I think a lot of it is just reps because he has some inconsistencies with him. People were bragging to me about Fred McNair. I think Fred McNair is a quarterback coach, quarterback guru. Well, we talking about quarterback. Fred picked Macon as a day one starter over Aaron Allen last year. He was our starter. And then he got hurt, and when he came back, he started again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then got hurt again. You know what I'm saying? First couple plays got hurt again, went back out the game. But so Fred, if Fred saw something in him, he must be okay. So I think he had a really good spring as well. So as right now, that's our starting quarterback. But we're gonna bring in some competition because it's not head and heels done on the reservation. I got Bethune as a sleeper, but I don't have him competing for a SWAC championship yet, in my opinion. But again, like I said, it's hard to tell. I really like Jacoby more. I thought he should have been a starter last year. Oh, I don't like it. Don't like it. But the kid is so dynamic, bro. If you see him, that kid, he's Kincaid like in the pocket where he can kind of move around. He's very dynamic. He's got to show us some things. But it's gonna be a fun year, bro. I'm gonna talk a lot of noise regardless. Y'all know that. Have a lot of fun. Make sure you like the stream while we're here. Like the stream. I'm just on here right now, so I ain't gotta watch my Lakers. Anybody want to come up and holler at me? Let's talk some football. Who y'all got picked to win? Which team you don't believe in? If I had to pick a team I just did not believe in, it'll be Southern. I'm not high on Southern right now. And it ain't because of the Fred McNair factor. I'm just not high on them right now. What I saw in that spring game offensive line wise, shaky at quarterback. I like the D line, but everything else, I just wasn't impressed. So to have to build the offensive line this late is scary. Now I do think they're gonna bring in some talent because they got a couple kids that I saw on the visit that's really talented. They might get them in, but it's kind of hard to that'll be my sleeper. I mean my the team I'm down on the most right now is Southern. The team I'm down on the most right now is Southern. We know what we're gonna get out of Prairie View. They're gonna be right there at the end. We know what we're getting out of Prairie View. Hard nosed team, not gonna be too flashy, but they're gonna be there in the end. Love Bubba McDowell. He keep things rolling. They returned a lot, so you know what they're gonna be. I like Morgan. That's a big kid. That's a really big kid. He's gonna be able to do some things. Sunyata Anderson Seahawks. Shout out to Sunyata Anderson. I think we gotta promote our players that's getting signed as free agents too. And see me, I even listen. So I don't know y'all opinion on this. Give me y'all opinion, right? So if a kid played at Alcorn 3 or 4 years, then transfers and gets drafted, right? And y'all opinion in the comments. Do y'all claim that kid? We were talking about this on the show last night with Blue. Do y'all claim that kid? I know I do. He could be an Alcorn for a semester. If he make it, I'm gonna blast it all over Twitter. I claim coaches. All these coaches that's popping up, I claim coaches. I claim everybody. What's going on, Chuck?
Hey, how's it going on this Saturday evening?
Going good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be brief. I know you have others that might want to come up, but I was watching the NFL draft the 3 days from Thursday through today, and at, I was looking today. They're showing the availability of players, and I saw Davis Richards' name appear on there. You know, I truly believe this is just my opinion. I truly believe if he hadn't suffered that injury in the HBCU Legacy Bowl, I think his chances probably would have looked better. That's just my take on this. I had seen that he was one of those players that was available, but I think after that injury, it took him out of it, and they end up. You see, when they end up picking the quarterback, they end up picking the Michael Pratt from Tulane. Don't get me wrong, I like Pratt. He's a great quarterback, but Richard, we know what Davis Richards can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the injury hurt him. I think the injury hurt him. I was happy. I'm not gonna say happy. But I would rather him go undrafted free agent than like a late 7th-round pick anyway. Then he can kind of pick where he goes, where he's the best fit, and kind of can make their roster. So yeah, I think it's kind of scary for quarterbacks. Him not getting drafted is kind of scary for the HBCU quarterbacks in the future, just because that kid was really good. He was really good. So now we're looking like if he's not getting drafted, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough on us. But we just got to keep chugging at it. I think we'll get there.
Yeah, because if they, yeah, when been all the talk about them drafting, all the talk about them drafting Michael Penix, with the story about him, and I said, no, Rich can get it done, and you made a great point there, G.
Yeah, that's a good kid as well.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to come on for. I know some other people want to come on and talk to you, but I had a feeling on the platforms going to come on after I didn't see any HBCU players get drafted, and I knew you were going to come on some of the others.
Yeah. I kind of expected it. I'm gonna be honest. We got to be real with ourselves. I didn't see us having a really really deep class this year. You know what I'm saying? I just really didn't see us having a great class this year. So it's a lot of things that go into that. And I just think we got to get better. So
yeah. And do you think because a lot of them are getting into the transfer portal, you think that's kind of changing the look of things? It's just
I think somewhat. I think a lot of players that I think a lot of players that we are developing are hitting the portal and going to other programs and being successful. And I think they're just the way college football is right now. We got to find a way to navigate it. We got to find a way to navigate it and promote our players a little better as well.
You're exactly right. These are changing times that goes along with not just sports, but anything.
And I think it'll help if we play better competition as well. Take some of these Lincoln universities off the schedules and all that. Get these players some better tape against better G5 P5 talent. I think we're gonna have to do it if we want to.
Yeah,
If we're gonna be hurt on draft day, we got to do that. That's one of the things we got to do.
yeah. For example, if you had to put one of the if someone you want to put one of the mid majors on there
Yeah.
and see if you see put them and see how they will. There are people that say that, have their opinions saying, hey, we don't want to play those blood games and all, but sometimes you don't know what might come out of those games. You're not saying you beat those schools because these schools going to get, like I said, best players. Like I said, getting the best players money can buy. But I see getting going to play against mid majors like here in my area. You have Louisiana Tech or somewhere. I'm just
Yeah.
making them an example. Or the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Yeah, and I think we got to do a good job when we actually get our shot.
Yeah.
Once we get our shot and we go undrafted, we got to do a good job of dominating the camp when we making it. I ain't gonna say dominating, but doing a good job in camp once the undrafted guys get there. And if we got if every year we like, we missing on 4 or 5 HBCU players a year, we gonna start getting more drafted. We got to do a good job when we do get our opportunity of taking the opportunity and being ready. So we got to do a good job. And that comes with player development, comes with our coaching staff making sure our players are ready for having our players ready for what's going to happen at the next level.
You're right. You're right. That's why I look at that's why I think about Elson Walls and Neas Williams and all. And Neas Williams is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Just let that sink in right there. It shows you what can happen.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get on off here. All right, you take care. You all have a great and safe night, and to everyone out there, keep watching, and you all wherever you go, be safe.
Appreciate it, Chuck.
All right.
Yeah, man. Anybody want to come hop on, bro? I just want to talk a little bit. Keep myself from watching these Lakers. I don't want to watch. I thought maybe I'm the jinx. I ain't watching that shit tonight. Subscribe to the channel. I got 156 people in here. If you're watching on Facebook, share it for me. You can't subscribe from Facebook. If you're not watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, like the stream, share the stream. You're watching on Twitter, give me a retweet. With QB being key, who has the best quarterback room? I don't know. That's a good question. Room? That's a good question. I think Alabama State has a really good young quarterback down there, but I haven't heard how he looked. I think Prairie View has a good. I like Cam Peters at Prairie View, and they brought in another quarterback. I think Prairie View have a decent quarterback room. Southern got 2 really good young quarterbacks. I think on the reservation we got some young. I think on the reservation we got 3. You know what? I don't want to be biased, but on the reservation we got some really good young quarterbacks as well. Chris Morton, Trey, kid from Texas, Rod Hartsfield. So then we're making coming in. So that's a hard question. It's a hard one. Yeah, I like that freshman. He's nice. Craig, what's good, Craig? JSU, I like the kid. I like the kid behind Morgan. What's his name? What's the kid behind Morgan? What's that kid name? He's a smaller kid. What's the smaller kid name, man? Somebody in the comments tell me what's the backup at Jackson? What's his name? He's from. I think he played at Ridgeland. Zay McDonald. Zay McDonald. Yeah. Zay McDonald. Most teams will be using 2 quarterbacks this year. I'm not, Joe. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've never really been too big of a fan of a full 2 quarterback. If you got 2, you ain't got 1. That's my opinion. How are the O-line, D-line looking at Alcorn? I think the defensive line is ahead of the offensive line, but we return a lot on defensive line, and we really did a really good job recruiting on defensive line as well. We got a kid, Jaden Bose, who I think will be our starting DN, opposite of Malachi Bailey. So I think defensive line gonna be really good. Offensive line, we got to add some pieces on the interior. I like our tackles. We got a transfer from Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, the same school that Tamika Reed at. Renee Miller that had a really good spring, nasty kid, mean kid, and then we also got DeMarcus Gordon who returned their tackle. So I think our tackles are shored up. It's gonna be the inside. We return a center, but it's gonna be them guards, and even at center gonna have some competition. We also signed some kids that's coming in later to plug on the offensive line too to help us in the interior. So. Uh-oh. They say Zion look like what? Whoa, that's big, that now. All right. Let me tell you something, bro. I like Morgan now because he's a big kid. He got that Cam Newton effect. You don't see just a big old kid. That's we don't deal with that type of size often in the SWAC. So I like Jacoby. If he can beat out Jacoby, it's gonna be big. 2 quarterback never work. Facts. Yep. Agreed. And I can tell you, like Alcorn situation, I think our offensive line has to be good to kind of so we can establish the run to help our quarterback out. Because if our quarterback throwing the ball 30, 35 times, I think we taking L's. But if we can establish that run and get him moving around in the run game, I think it'd be really good. So yeah, dang. That's not a good thing, no. I had high hopes for Morgan. Yeah, I hadn't heard that. So y'all keep that hush. Y'all normally keep that stuff hush, doesn't I? I hadn't heard that. I like Morgan. I really like Morgan down there. Make sure y'all like the stream, share the stream, all that good stuff. If y'all want to call in, y'all can. I'll give y'all a number to call in. If y'all just want to call in, y'all want to come up here. Put it at the bottom. What's down, my guy?
Don't you start your shit. What's up with the bar?
What's up with it?
Man, ain't too much, man. You had to come up and start that shot with your boy.
Yes, sir. What you think about it, dog? What you think about it?
Man, I think it's an open year this year in the SWAC. I think people from the Jackson State standpoint, I think a lot of people underestimating Jackson State this year. Mm-hmm. From what I saw in the spring game, it's gonna be different. But I do appreciate that DC y'all gave us stuff. I appreciate it.
Listen, and let me tell you, I told them last year. Listen, okay. So I told folks last year they ain't only. I said now Terenzo Quinn is a stud. He a stud. Now the other guy, Bradley, I wasn't too. But
Quinn, I think both of them. Because I was highly critical of him because we didn't have the personnel to run that 3-3-5 last year.
Right. Yeah.
And he would always implement it in certain game time situations, and you just like, what are you doing? And then another thing, I'm kind of glad that Harris, because I was a big criticizer of him as well, because where I come from, the old school, man, when you 2nd and 1, hell, you need to put the ball on the ground. You don't need to run no double reverse on a 2nd and 1. That don't have nothing to do with personnel. I mean, I just got something, man, give it to Mr. Mulligan, go up the gut with it. Or go to the outside or something. So, but as far as the scope, I've been hearing some things down on the reservation. I've been seeing some guys y'all been bringing in, but my sleeper team though in that West though, man, what they've been bringing in, cause I've been looking on the Twitter every other day and seeing some good signees, man. On paper, Grambling gonna be tough.
My question with Grambling would be, like I said, they lost everything. So having
but they building it back though.
Yeah, but what are they building it back with? So like they signed a kid, and I love the kid. He's from Baton Rouge. He was at Virginia. He was a 4-star, but he had 3 tackles in his entire career. So now you're asking that kid to come in and be the guy because you lost all your defense from last year. Stuff like that. I think, but they're all getting the bodies in, and that matters. Just being able to get bodies in.
Yeah, Yeah, and plus I like Joseph, man. I've always
Yeah,
liked him. I've
yeah, me
always
too.
liked him.
I think eventually he gonna get there because he can recruit. He
Yeah,
he gonna be
yeah.
able to recruit.
And then, the thing about it is when he was at Nebraska, I mean, let's just be real. I mean, ain't nobody trying to go no places like that.
No,
I
no.
mean, it's not no Tom Osborne era anymore. I mean, these kids, they don't want to play in those type of conditions all the time. And the only reason why they're going, to Colorado and, if they stay, is because of prime. But I mean, you
Yeah,
got to look at those type of conditions, man.
yeah,
I mean, those mile high conditions is cold. I mean, you only have 2 seasons. I mean, you have about 3 months of summer and maybe 2 months of fall, and the rest of it is winter.
yeah,
I mean, those are tough conditions, especially not, taking a chance not getting paid on.
yeah.
Because everybody ain't gonna be able to have it NIL.
Nope.
You'll get a little stipend, but I mean, even with my own child, I'm like, man, that stipend ain't enough every month, man. You need to get some NIL if you're going somewhere like
Yeah,
in that Midwest, lower Midwest area. So, but
yeah.
I
I
like
agree.
BCU. I like BCU on paper. I think Woody is, he's not getting the credit that he actually deserves as far as getting
Yeah,
players in. I mean, he's
yeah.
really getting in. He's not just getting
Listen,
bodies. He's getting some
he getting
talent in.
players. I think he's getting more talented with it. I remember that first class Ed Reed brought in, and I was looking at it on
Mm-hmm.
paper. I'm like, if you look at that
Mm-mm.
same class, a lot of them boys ain't even playing college football right now.
No, they're not. They're
They're not
not.
even playing. So I think he's doing a better job of just recruiting that first class than what Ed Reed had coming in at that list that he put out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. Some of these young kids, they like being around the beach, man.
Yep,
The beach is right down the street.
yep,
So it's gonna be really interesting. But with Alabama State, I think they lost a lot on defense. But
yeah, they do.
like you said, I agree. Their coach is a defensive guy. He really is. I give him credit for that. He's stopped when it comes to defense. He's very stopped. But I just appreciate Alcorn for giving us the best DC in the SWAC. I'm forever grateful. I'm
Now
forever
I don't know.
grateful.
Nah. I think the best DC gonna be the guy that taught him. Now you know who taught him. Who was his right hand man. Now he taught him everything
Yeah,
he
oh
know.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
You
oh
know.
yeah. I mean, certainly. I mean, hell, he's my namesake. So I mean, I can't expect nothing but greatness from him. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I think you guys, I think y'all have y'all guy because you're right. He does relate very well to the kids. And I heard that interview that you did with them, and then you posted on Twitter, and I could just tell from his mannerisms that yeah,
yeah,
he kind of
they
coincides
love
with
him.
the yeah, they love
Oh,
him. I can
they
tell he's a
love
player.
they
Yeah, he's a
they love.
player. So
We had a kid hit the portal, and the dude was in tears coming tell him. The dude was like, I promise, he was in tears coming to tell him. You know
oh
what I'm saying? He
no,
did not want to leave. You know what I'm saying? So they love
yeah,
him.
yeah. Um,
And that's why I was so happy when they was talking about the transition from Fred, because that's what made me start preaching about him before. Because when Fred was still there, it was said after the games, they was all coming to it. Cedric told me when he came back to the program, he was
mhm,
the one doing all the hard. He was the one the kids just gravitated to. That's why I wanted him at the helm.
yeah. Yeah, and you got to keep up with times. I mean, even when everybody was, talking about it, even with Nick Saban, and he's talking about, well, this NIL. I mean, I mean, that was a bunch of malarkey. And one reason why,
Yeah,
because the game has outgrown him, and then
yeah.
he also he made a huge mistake hiring all these great coaches, and now they whooping him.
Tear
And
him up.
then, and see the talent is being spread around now, and that's all what that was. It didn't have anything to do with NIL. It just has
Yeah,
something to do with now Nick Saban is going to have to learn X's and O's, which he's
yeah,
always been a great CEO, no doubt about it. One of the best CEOs you can work for. But now he has to understand, he has to understand when a team running motion. He got to understand when a team running RPO. He has to understand when somebody doing 5 wide. You got to understand all that because those are the nuances of this new age game that these colleges are running now. and it just outaged him. That's all what that was. But
I think he used NIL as an excuse because he know he been paying players anyway. So
I mean, that's
now
what I said. He's mad because everybody else uses NIL, but here Alabama, I mean, he just mad because out of the top 20 every year, he always had about 13 to 15 of those top 20 kids, they're gonna go to Alabama. And now he might get one or two. And that's just his problem. It doesn't have anything to do with no NIL. It's just the talent has spread out, and now he has to really show his moxie. And that's all it was. And the truth has come out is that if you look at all his assistant coaches, I mean, you can go down the list of them. I mean, you can just go down the list and look at them. Look at what they've done. But like I said, I've always been, hypercritical of him, because, he's always been a great leader of coaches, they respect him, and he's going to hire the best things that money can buy. So, and now that it's spread out a little bit, is that, now he has a problem all of a sudden. I mean, who walks away from, $11 million above the ground and 20 below the ground? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Come on, man. That man making 20, 25, $30 million a year being a coach at Alabama. You walk away from that, you already know what it is. Yeah. He knows that Alabama's gonna have one or two losses every year. And that's all what it is. Because, it is what it is, but Southern, I just think, down there in Baton Rouge, shout out to my boy Crook, because I know he all talking crazy.
Yeah, he is, though.
Talking crazy, but I just think, man, they're gonna have to recruit a little better. But I think they got to give Graves time.
Yeah,
they're going to give him time. Me personally, I like Dooley. I just think he had just one bad year. I just think when he actually had a bad year, they've been waiting on in the wings. So I like Dooley. But I understand.
I think Grambling been kicking their ass with the recruiting. They just been kicking their ass, and it just the kids that come down to Grambling or Southern, Grambling been getting them. So like you said, they got to do a better job recruiting.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. To stay afloat. Because the West is tough. You still got PV, you still got y'all, you got Grambling up and coming. We'll see what Chris Dishman does. It's probably gonna take a minute for Texas Southern. Probably gonna take a minute, but I think they'll give him time. I really do.
So what's your take on FAMU? Give me your FAMU take.
My FAMU take. Good question. That guy that's gonna be the QB1, Johnson, I think that's his last name, from FAU. 5'10" guy. Richardson. Yeah, Richardson. I'm sold, but I think they got a QB race over there. With the guy with the funny last name, the Russian kind of last name.
Yeah, Maritovich Jr.
I think it'll be between those two. They still got Lockhart, right? The wide receiver.
Yeah, he's still there. Yep, he's still there. Yep.
Yeah, I think this will be a breakout for him.
Yeah,
I think this will be a breakout.
That kid can run.
Yeah, he's a thoroughbred. He's a stud. He was a stud coming out of high school.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He
was a stud coming out of high school. I think they're gonna be in the mix. I think they'll be in the mix. We just got to see what Koza has up his sleeve. We just got to see, because now he's finally at the helm. He was coaching that Canadian ball for a minute. So Canadian ball and U.S. ball are two different kind of balls. Basically, with Canada, if you're not in the CFL, the college ranks and the high school ranks, you pretty much pull those type of players like some pieces. But as far as them being able to come like on the high school level and come down here and compete against South Carolina or Tupelo or Oxford or Starkville, they'll get blown out. They'll get blown out. I mean, it wouldn't be close. So, but we'll see though. I mean, I'm very interested in seeing the fan because I'm in agreement with you, full agreement. It's a three-way. It's a three-way race. I mean, it's between Jackson State, FAMU, and Alabama State, and then the West is you guys, Grambling, and Prairie View. It's just Prairie View. I mean, Bubba and when I talk to a bunch of guys, I mean, they always be shocked by Prairie View, but I'm not, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because people must have forgot that Bubba McDowell was an All-Pro.
He was.
He was an NFL All-Pro. Yeah, he was an NFL All-Pro. He wasn't a perennial, 5-10 years, but he did make an All-Pro squad. So, I mean, I can see how, they play very good sound football. They barely make mistakes. They go out and do their thing. But I think at quarterback, I mean, we got to see. I mean, because, what was his name? Conley? He been a guy for a minute. So
yeah, he's gone now. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's gone. He's out of there. But I mean, I just know Bubba. I mean, Bubba's he's a competitor. I mean, he's not going to have the flashy wins. He's not going to beat you by 40 points. It's going to be 21-10 or 17-12. He has those type of victories. So, but he's consistent though. And he also wins the games that he needs to win. Yeah. But I think it's going to come down to that state. Whoever wins that State Fair Classic and you guys, that'll be the winner of the West. It's going to come down between who's going to win the State Fair Classic and Alcorn. So really, Alcorn, you have a great path to that West. So what you going to do, G? What you going to do?
We better do something. I tell him. I told my coach, we ain't giving out no you still first year head coach excuses.
No, I mean you can't. No, excuses, so. No, it's not the Mr. Congeniality. This is definitely not that type of case. We don't give. It's Ricky Bobby. You the first or your last. I mean, pick your poison. But as far as these Lakers, man, y'all up right now.
And I might be the jinx. I said, I ain't letting them hurt me no more. I almost cried the other night.
Man,
I almost cried.
I just hate it for LeBron, man. But one thing I do love that further proves my point in the barbershop and online that it's only one number, and that's the 2-3. That further proves my point, but him being the second best greatest player of all time, I hate it for him. I hope he get him another one though, but it's gonna be tough, man, because the NBA they got so many young gunners now, man.
Yes, bro. If you look at it, KD down 3-0.
Oh yeah, I mean they good as well. Yeah, they good as well.
Kawhi down, so it's.
Yeah, they good. Them guys. They on the cross right now. They LeBron KD got 2 feet up and one in his left arm up, and they just finna go and pull that right arm on up. That's pretty much it. And then the crazy part about Phoenix, man, they got a high payroll too, and they just don't have no bench, man. They just don't have it. I mean, because you got what, 3 players making 50 apiece, or 40 some apiece.
Everybody else making peanuts.
Yeah. I mean, you looking at between those 3, that's 160 in salary, but for 3 players. So in order for them to win, those 3 players gonna have to give you 30 apiece.
Yep. Because
that bench ain't gonna be able to give you maybe 15, maybe 20, 25 on a good night. So all of that, they're going to have to account for themselves. Well, tell your boy LeBron, man, come on to Chicago, man. We got the pieces. We got the pieces. He'll fit in well with us. And he will have to do so much.
I wouldn't put it past him. I ain't going to lie to you. LeBron, he ain't never been scared to make a move now.
Yeah.
He ain't never been scared to make a move, so I wouldn't put it past
Yeah. Yeah. So you ain't making no predictions yet?
him. Nah, I ain't really gotten to the. I want to see what everybody gonna get first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see what I'm gonna see what everybody gonna get first and try to kind of look at it again. But I go with I go with it. It's hard for me to pick a team that they didn't have a good mid-year signing day.
So who the preseason offensive SWAC player of the year?
Man, that's a good question.
It's hard. I was thinking about that the other day, man, and it's hard for me to tell because all the guys that were first and second team, a lot of them gone.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So you got to think about what's left.
Probably Irv. Probably Irv Mulligan, or maybe Andrew Body.
Yeah. What about on the defensive side?
Malachi
Oh, my
Bailey.
bad. Oh, my bad. No disrespect. I forgot. My bad. I
Malachi
forgot.
Bailey,
I forgot.
you know.
I'm sorry.
And I got his shirt on. And I got his shirt on right now.
My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. I forgot. I forgot. Mr. Bailey coming on back, huh?
Yeah, he coming
Is
on back.
it ready? How you looking?
He looking pretty good. He healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So he looking pretty good. Look good in the spring. We kind of held him out a little bit. We want to see what else we had. So Coach T was like, "Look, we know what you're gonna do." So we cut his reps. Like we know what you're gonna do, kind of to develop some people behind him. So, but he looked good. He ready. I'm just happy he's saying, because I went to him early in the office. I'm like, bro, you think we're gonna be able to keep you? Like, G, trust me, I'm not going nowhere. He said, I love you. All going to change my life. I don't care what I'm offered. I'm not going nowhere. It was an SEC school last summer was poking around with him, and I'm like, man, ain't no way we're gonna keep my holding a year. He came to me this offseason like, G, don't worry about me. I don't care. You can worry about whoever you're gonna worry about. You ain't gotta worry about me. And he kept his word. So
yeah, I think yeah. Matter of fact, he's the guy. He's the guy. I give him that. He's the guy. But I think though, if Davis would have stayed, he'd have given it a run for it.
Yeah, I like Davis. Yeah.
I think he'd have given a run for it. I mean, but these kids, I mean, you can't get mad, especially when they get their degree and stuff like that. They Braves and Tigers and Jaguars and Rattlers and all this stuff alike, because
a lot of them watching what's happening with the draft, and it's kind of, they kind of like, let me take me a chance. So
I mean, and it only takes one. It only takes 1 year.
Yeah.
It only takes 1 year. I mean, you go and even if you mess around and you would just become a starter where they can just see you, then I mean you'll go. Go. So I mean with the scope right now of what they're doing the draft, and a lot of people had questions about it this year. But I mean, if you look at the FBS, this was a loaded draft this year. I mean, I've never seen that many good receivers in my life in one draft. I mean, there's some guys that, I mean, even if you come down to the FCS level, I mean, look at those two little guys, those twins from North Dakota State. Both of them dominating. They didn't get drafted. So, I mean, you had a lot of guys, but I think my sleeper, my guy, I mean, of course, my Bears. I mean, we finna. I mean, man, you ain't got. Don't even worry about us. We don't even worry about us, man. I mean, we about to shock. It might not be this year, but give us 3 years, we'll be there.
So you must be from Chicago.
No, man. No. My mom went to Jackson State with Walter Payton. That's how I became a Bears fan, and then why I became a Bulls fan.
23.
I mean, come on. I mean, because I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. But yeah, my very first jersey when I was a kid came from Walter Payton. Yeah, they were classmates. Yeah, they were classmates at this. So yeah, that's that. And then Miss Connie was her roommate.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Connie, that was her roommate. So
Well, I
Yeah, so
appreciate you
that's
coming
how,
holler at me, bro.
man, ain't no doubt, man. You know how to come on here and talk some shit.
Yeah, don't start no shit.
Tigers by 40. All
There
right,
you go. All right, bro.
uh,
Let's see it coming on. Appreciate it. Anybody else want to come up and just talk a little talk about if you feel like I got shortage of school, then come up and tell me about it. That's what make these platforms different is, I don't want to put out, if I said something wrong and correct, don't cry in the comments after I leave off here. Come tell me what I said is incorrect now. Because there's going to be some people that see this. So if you want to correct it, you want to give your opinion, come up. You ain't, just like said, dude, you ain't got to cut your camera on. Come up and talk to me. Come up and talk to me. Oh, I can put this number on here. Hold on. Let me update this number. No, I don't feel like updating that number because it's going to just come up. Come up on here and talk to me. Eagling, Alabama A&M defense, Malachi Bailey. Good take. I ain't know Eagling was still at A&M. I ain't know he was still at A&M. I've never seen Crook give J State anything. I'm proud of you, Crook. Crook, I'm proud of you, Crook. I'm proud of you, Crook. I told you I was the jinx why the Lakers winning right now. But yeah, I expect Malachi Bailey to have a big year. I want to give a shout out to Devin Dawson too, one of our defensive tackles. Devin Dawson hit the portal on us, but that's a really good kid. That's one of those kids. A lot of times I'm like, all right, you hit the portal, you better stand there. That's one of those kids. I would love to have him back. I love for that door still open for him. He was a 4-year starter at Alcorn. Came to Alcorn. Great kid, great in practice. Man, great around campus, great leader. Never pouted. Always had good energy. He entered the portal late and just wanted to try it out. Wanted to see what he can get. And if not, I'll welcome him back with open arms. But if not, man, I'm gonna support that kid. And when he make it, I'm a dance like he came straight from Alcorn and made it. So yeah, man, that's a really good kid. So shout out. I just want to take the time to shout out to Devin Dawson because a lot of times we forget to show them kids some love when they make the portal, but them really are kids. Them really are. He's an Alcorn kid through and through. He didn't really want to leave. You can tell when I talked to him, he didn't really want to leave. So that's a big shout out to that kid. Come from a good family, really good kid. So love to have him back. But if not, I wish him all the success and I'm gonna be supporting him. And when he make it, I'm going to give me a jersey and telling everybody he got drafted from Alcorn State. They say you want to be a Tiger, Crook. I had some more questions I had to hit. Somebody else signed. Let me go back up in the comments. Who else signed that I didn't hit? Want to give everybody their proper play. Want to give everybody their proper play. Somebody signed. I was reading the comments. Tackle to the Eagles from Howard. Shout out. What do you say about my boy though? I said it. I thought this was Mainers last year. I wasn't too impressed with the spring game. Decent team. I just didn't see anything that put them over the top to really compete for a SWAC championship. And I think he'll at least have to win the East to keep his job. I can't find the comment, but what was your question mark for us? Let me go back. Question marks was quarterback, secondary, and just overall playmakers. I know y'all got Cam Peters coming in. You lost the quarterback from Montana State. I wasn't too high on him either. But I do like Cam Peters from Kilgore, but just the overall question mark was quarterback. Secondary, I thought They was barbecue chicken last year. That's why I was mad at our OC because we went away from it. I'm like, man, the whole second half, I was about to lose my mind. But then just overall playmakers. That's it. But I do love how PV returns their entire defensive line. People don't understand how pivotal that is. People don't understand how pivotal that type of stuff is. Playmakers are there, we just never used them well. Okay, we're gonna see. I gotta see it. I just heard Brian Juice Jenkins back. I ain't know he was back. That's gonna be a help too. That's gonna be a help. And then quarterback. You gotta see what they're gonna do at quarterback. Losing Trayvon Conley. You gotta see what they're gonna do at quarterback. Ooh, NDSU over Colorado first game. I would love it. Oh, I would just love it. I would just love it. The overall defense will be significantly better. Okay. You're gonna see it's my boy down there is DC. So hope to see it. I don't know how to be played this spring. Okay. He must got him a waiver or something. Who that? Oh, you talking about from Southern? What's his name, bro? Played at Southern, man. I was supposed to have him on for an interview. He was supposed to come on my channel for an interview. And we never set the date. I think Valley gonna get the turf next season. I think it'll be done next season. Wells. Yeah. Wells is his name. Yep. Valley gonna get that turf next season, I believe. Khalil. While y'all here, make sure y'all like the stream, share the stream, all that good old stuff. And if you can, hold on. All that old good old stuff, you know. Oh, we all over YouTube today. If you can, become I just dropped the link. Become a member of the channel. Just hit the link. Become a member of the channel if you can. Make sure you subscribe as well. If you're watching from a computer, there's gonna be a little helmet in the corner. Just hit that helmet and cut your notifications on. Before I go live, I gotta call around the world, tell everybody. Cut your notifications, gonna come straight to your phone. So shout out to everybody watching on Facebook as well. You're watching on Facebook, share it for me. You're watching on Twitter, give me a retweet. That'll help me out a lot. If you're watching on Twitter, I think we got 75, 80 people watching on Twitter right now. So help people out and retweet it for me. But what else y'all got, man? I just want to chat about some football tonight. I don't want to watch my Lakers. I'm not getting out till my Lakers go off. I do not want to watch my Lakers tonight. But for the first time, I'm about to check the score because I just can't stay away. Are we up 70-55? Maybe I was the problem, okay? Maybe I need to stay my ass off Alcorn sidelines too, and it might work out a little better for me too. That might be my problem too, okay? Stay my ass from jumping around on the sidelines too. I might be the jinx. Stay my ass. I'm going my ass back in the stands. I might be the problem. Late show by 15. Okay. Late show by 15. Yeah, I'll breeze through these one more time for everybody that's new here. Let y'all take a look. I'm gonna clip these and make my own little video of each team. So that'll be out sometime next week. I'm gonna break down each team individually and put each video out on YouTube. So if y'all want to go back and watch it, just give you some content, bro. I know my boy's gonna be back soon. It's tough on us, it's tough on us. So does Alcorn sell jerseys? Yes, we sell jerseys. We got some players that have NIL deals that sell their jerseys. Just get with me, whatever player you want, I can get you that jersey. Matter of fact, let me get that website for you. That's a good question. Just follow, go to Instagram and go to Alcorn Merch or allcornmerch.com. Allcornmerch.com. You know, it's some of our players on there. You can help them out. It's NIL to help them out, put some money in their pockets. Get there. You got Malachi Bailey jersey, Noah Keone on there. Then you can make you got one you can make your own name and number. Who else? I think Jeff on there, McKeldon. So got a couple players on there. Basketball players. Allcornmerch.com. Go to allcornmerch.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out the 1871collective.com. 1871collective.com. NIL collective for the athletes at Alcorn State University. Shout out to JJ and everybody that provides for the athletes at Alcorn State. So just check out the website. Even if you're not an Alcornite, check out the website and see how we're doing it. Just check it out. Check it out. If you don't want to sign up for a tier, as always, send us something to the Cash App. I don't want nothing. Send it to my players, man. Send it to the Cash App. $sign 1871 Collective. If you got a little something extra you want to give it to the players. But yeah, that's Grambling. FAMU running back room championship pedigree that helping recruiting. Ashton Grable, offensive line. Loss of production, player retention. If they can start keeping some of them players. But the portal closed soon. The coaching philosophy. Well, how they gonna be? How the coaches gonna come out? Texas Southern. I'm not talking about them folks. Them folks beat us to sleep 2 years in a row. We sorry, Texas Southern. We're gonna beat your ass this year, but I ain't talking about you. Valley going Valley. Facility upgrades coming. They got their full scholarships, and the entire program is question mark. Okay, big bad Braves. Okay. Defensive line coming, led by Malachi Bailey. Had a monster mid-year recruiting class. Shout out to Cedric Thomas. Secondary coming. Shout out to my boy Derek Wills. And shout out to my boy Wayne Head. I think is the best corners coach in the SWAC. The question mark consistency at the quarterback position. Wide receiver room young, and then the offensive line depth. Getting some depth on the offensive line. Southern defensive line strengths. Kobe Dillon at the running back room. I think they'll be a more disciplined football club. Question mark, the offensive line is horrible. Quarterback room. And then just recruiting. I think they need to do a better job of recruiting. UAPB, Tony Hull, OC. I really like Tony Hull, and they return the quarterback. That'll help. Question marks, Alonzo Hampton. Is he going to be a micromanager? How is he going to develop talent? And then just everything else. They lost 2 top linebackers who's really good. How do they replace them? How do their front seven look? Offensive line wise. They recruited some high school talent. Can he develop them? Just going through all these. Bethune-Cookman, great on paper. They looked pretty good last year. Some people told me that BCU's going to be good this year, and I ain't really believe it at first. But after going back, watch some games, looking at the class they brought in, I can believe it. That's my sleeper team. They return a lot on defense. And Raymond Woody had a really good spring, and he's helping them get some of the players in there. Question marks going to be just like most of the SWAC. Quarterback play, depth, and growth. Can they grow? Andrew Body doing damn good at Bama State right now. Look good in the spring. He's 100% healthy, being a leader, being a great leader around campus and just in their locker room. I think that'll help them out offensively because that's been their downfall the last couple of years. I heard the O-line did pretty good in the spring game. The first unit, according to I believe off script said the first unit looked good. Explosive offense, and then they're replacing a lot of talent on defense. They're gonna need some depth on the defense line, and it's a lot to replace that secondary. So I think defensively is gonna be my question mark. Can they replace it? But like they said, got some defensive coaches, so it's gonna be good. Then A&M wide receiver core, returning quarterback to strengths. I think we have a quarterback battle with Smith coming from University of Miami, and then the question mark gonna be defense overall. Me personally, I think this mainly last year. So yeah, that's it, bro. Yeah, he's still coming. He had to go back and finish some classes, but yeah, Latham is still coming. Latham is coming. We got another JUCO, Diablo, that committed. He's coming. And we're looking to add 1 or 2 more receivers in that room because right now we're really good at receiver. They're really, really young. The 6'5" kid we call Yoon, he won number 80 last year. Tyron Warren, he was really, really good in the spring. I'm talking about really, really good. And I think he's going to be an all SWAC player. A future, I think he's going to get in the NFL camp for sure. He's really, really good. If he's going to be hard trying to keep him. That's how good he is. But he's young. Amarian Blake's had a really good spring. Young. You know what I'm saying? So we're really young at receiver. So I just think we need them veterans to come in and help us out. But T. Adams is returning, who I think going to be really good for us. And Troy Griffin. I think he's the best tight end, and he's our best offensive weapon. We got some really, really good running backs coming in and coming back. Sewell, he's going to be really good. So I think we're going to be good. We just got to put it all together. You're going to maybe cut the game on. Damian Jones as well. That's another one. Good call, Joe. Damian Jones. Also young guy. Going to be in the slack. Be really good. Any high school crews that are making an impact? I can tell you now, Chris Martin at Alcorn, the quarterback, had a really good end of his spring. Really good quarterback. A 3-star quarterback out of Georgia came in early. He had a good, but other than that, I can't tell you I know of any more just right now. We had a DN. I'm blanking on his name. They had a really good spring. But other than that, I can just tell you ours. But other than that, hadn't heard much about just freshmen. I know Grambling has a kid, David Jones. He's a corner. He's going to be really special. He's from Baton Rouge, plays corner, went to Madison Prep. David Jones going to be really good for Grambling. Remember that name. Better than 6. Man, y'all crazy. Best schedule. Best out of conference schedule. I really love our schedule. I love PV schedule. Even like Southern schedules. They went on there and got nickels, so I like those. What about the DN? He set out the spring because he had an injury. So he set out the spring, so it's gonna be interesting to get him back in the fold because he's really highly touted and he's gonna be really, really good. But he set out the spring. I think that was a setback for him because it would have been really good to get him with some spring reps up under his belt. But look for him to make some noise this fall too. He's gonna be really good. What y'all think about Tamika Reed leaving though? We gonna hit on that. Thor, that's his name. Thor is his name. There you go. Helping me out tonight. DN Thor from Memphis. Not from Memphis, but he's from Tennessee. That's gonna be really good. He's gonna be really good for us. I'm gonna go ahead and check the score on my game, y'all. AD got 22 and 15. God dog. AD been doing what he gotta do. I gotta give him that. If y'all can, I want to see if we can get at least 2 people to become members tonight. At least 2 people to become members tonight on this show. Just hit the link. Become a member of the channel. Help your boy out. Become a member of the channel. Hit the link right there. Let's hit the link. Or you can wait till after the show. I'll put it in the bio. Become a member of the channel. That'll help us out. I think she shouldn't have left. I think a lot of it is support. I think she felt like she did everything. She's accomplished everything except win an NCAA game at Jackson. I thought the support could have been a little better, but I would like to see her stay just for she gave the SWAC a really good name, put some really good eyes on the SWAC. So, what's up with the yard, bro? What's it good? No. They cutting down trees right now, bro. If you go in the yard, they knocking trees down if you coming on the street. So it's still in the works. I know a receiver from Colorado got drafted. And I know a lot of people talking about how many HBCU players ain't get drafted, but it's a lot of FBS schools that didn't get players drafted as well. A lot of FCS programs. I know we focus on HBCUs, but it's a lot of players that's not getting drafted right now because of the portal. A lot of the FBS schools are able to stockpile talent. So you may see some kids that didn't start or didn't play many snaps or wasn't on scholarship that's getting drafted. I know Mr. Irrelevant was from Alabama this year. And how often when the last time we saw Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, come from Alabama? So just how it's going now. We gotta keep chopping it and take our opportunities when we get them for the undrafted free agents. Because look at Chris Blair. He didn't get drafted, but he's still in the league. Been in there a couple years from Alcorn State. Just like Claudine Cherylus from the he's with the Panthers now. Undrafted free agent from Alcorn that took the chance. They took a chance on him. And he's back with the team now. So we just got to take our chances. And the more they see that they're missing out on HBCU players, the more that I think they'll go in and start drafting them. If they keep getting them as undrafted free agents, like, oh, we missing out on them, then might have a chance to get more drafted. I think a lot of it is scouts are also scared for their jobs too. Like if I take this HBCU player and they don't pan out, they look bad on my resume. If I take this kid from LSU and he don't pan out, it don't look as bad. But if I take a kid from HBCU, the fans ain't gonna like it. I think that plays a lot in it too. Just my opinion. But I don't want to get down on HBCUs like we're doing that wrong. We just got to keep chopping. I think we can schedule a little better. We got to keep chopping and support the kids that get undrafted free agents. Celebrate them just like if they would have got drafted. Let's celebrate them. Let's our programs put them out there. Let's celebrate them. So I think we can do it. Getting good players cheap is for great. Yep, that too. That's a good point as well. Getting good players for cheap. Yeah, if you can become a member, I got it pinned in the chat. Hit the link and become a member. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Make sure y'all like the stream. Let me see how many likes I got before I go. Been on here a couple hours. I'm gonna drop see if they cut the single. See, as soon as I said I'm finna go. See, they must have knew I was coming back. I ain't going nowhere. Who wanna come on here and talk about the sweat? What I said wrong about your team? Come on here and tell me. Don't wait till I get off and won't talk about what I said wrong. Sleeper team for me is Bethune-Cookman. For me, it's Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman is my sleeper in the swag right now. That nobody really watching. I think it's Bethune-Cookman. I got 58 likes. Come on, man. Get my likes up. If you're on Facebook watching, share it for me. Share it on your page. I've been trying to be more proactive on Facebook, getting it out there on Facebook, because I think that's what a lot of my supporters were at first on Facebook. So I've been trying to do a better job of sharing it on Facebook. So if you can do that for your boys, share it around a little bit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. If you watch that Charleston White interview with Cam Newton, that's what he was talking about. What about the HBCUs? They love to get behind these celebrities. But I think a lot of times I don't think they mean to do. I think it's lack of knowledge. It's like ignorance to it. I don't think they understand. Yeah. See what I'm saying? I think a lot of people just don't really understand it. So I think we got to do a better job of putting it out there as well. Telling our good stories. Supporting our black SWAT platforms. You know what I'm saying? That can tell a story. Ooh, which coaching swag will have a good chance of being offered a head coaching job next year? Ooh, great question. Blake will always come with the good stuff. Shout out to Blake too for hooking me up with my washing material, man. He hooked the whole crew up with it, man. I appreciate that. It's just that Alcorn love from a brother. It's how we do it on the reservation. But which swag coach will have a good chance at being offered a head coaching job? Let's see. Fred McNair. I think Fred gonna get a shot. That's a good one. That's a good one. You might have stumped me with that one. I think Fred will get the first shot. FAMU lost a lot of assistants. Jackson lost a lot. Alcorn State. That's a good question. Really good question, bro. You know, I like my staff at Alcorn, so I think eventually we're gonna have a couple off this staff that gonna get a couple shots. I think. Oh, you mean at the next level, or just assistant SWAC coach to get a head coaching job in the SWAC? Next level, that's tough too. I don't know. It's tough. When will Alcorn? You know what's crazy? We had we were supposed to be playing them in the Orange Blossom Classic. We turned it down. That's how they went and got Alabama State. We had the contract to play NCCU this year for the Orange Blossom Classic, but the numbers wasn't looking good to travel out there for us. So they went with Alabama State. Yeah. We'll get FAMU on the schedule next year as well. We'll be going to Tallahassee. Next level. So Bubba might get a shot. I think especially if Bubba wins the SWAC, he don't have to win it though. He don't have to win. Have to win the SWAC. I think Cedric Thomas can get it if he builds a program right and goes and wins. Maybe E-Rob if he go out there and win. That's a tough one. Y'all crazy. But yeah, man, nobody want to come. Who else want to come back? I'm gonna give y'all one more chance to come up here. If y'all want to come on, I'm gonna go ahead and guess I'll catch the fourth quarter of this Laker game. I guess that means we're gonna lose. I'm gonna watch it because I'm ready for the season to be over. Let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do. Don't tease me for one more week. Oh, he was asking about the SWAC. Gotcha. That's a good one. That's a good one. I wish I go ahead and lose so I can get on, so I can go ahead on with my basketball season. I'm sick of them people hurting me. How they seating the SWAC right now? I think hands down Lakers. I mean, I said hands down Lakers, bro. Me too, bro. Me too, dog. Bad. How this seating the SWAC? I think Maynard hands down. I think Maynard. Now, I think the good question would be after Maynard, who would it be? I mean, we got a lot of new coaches, so I think Maynard the only one. Yeah, I think Maynard the only one. No, we haven't started. We haven't even started interviewing yet. That'll be June. We get all that done in June. I gotta hit Al up. I ain't talked to Al since the last show. Well, not about SWAC and food. We were talking about other stuff. So he need to do something baseball. I need to know what's going on with my baseball Braves. We got a dub today though. Big Bad Braves got a dub 5-4. Don't even know who we played, but we got a dub. So that's good. Going to the 11 up, going to the 4th up 11. Okay, it ain't bad. At least they look like they might stop them from whooping them every year. I mean, I think they beat them 11 straight times. Oh shit. At least they gonna stand up and say you ain't gonna sweep me this year. I ain't mad at that. Stand up, man. My God. Make sure y'all like the stream. How many likes I got now? 63. Let me get to 70 likes before I get out of here. UAPB next hot seat? Maybe. JSU 5-3 or the FAM. Okay, they shook back. I think FAM beat them yesterday. So they shook back. I got to get into SWAC baseball because the thing about it is, with me and SWAC baseball, once I start watching it, I be into it. But I gotta stick to it. I've been to a couple games. I gotta stick to it. That's what, next year I want to get more into it, man. Get more into it. All right, Miss Body, I'm about to get off here too. Keep doing what you're doing. You and your son doing a great job. Love that kid. Hope he do big things. Hot seats, UAPB, Alabama, A&M Valley. Yep. I think I can agree. My dude can, yeah, he coming down there to play for Bussy. I can't tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this nugget. So I'm being told that Bussy was supposed to be going to FAMU. Something happened in the end. They decided to take the other guy, but he was one of the leading candidates to go to FAMU. So I had been hearing through the wind, Bussy was gone. So look like we're gonna keep him another year, but I'm still hearing rumors. But he's been successful at Alcorn, so this gonna come with it. It's my guy, but it's gonna come with it. But yeah, Keontae Cornelius, a good player. Be able to get a shooter from Jackson. But we got a lot more needs. We lost a lot in basketball this year. Lost a lot in basketball this year. So we got to really rebuild the team. We got a couple commits, but we're really rebuilding this whole team because we lost a lot. Jordan Toes to the Ravens. Okay. I need my guy, Monterio Hunt, to get a shot. Gotta have it. Where did Sundiana go? Sundiana Anderson go? Let me look that up before I get off here. Where did Sundiana go? Before I get, the Seahawks. Okay. Shout out to him. Going to the Seahawks. Got 167 people in here right now. Make sure y'all liking the stream. Somebody tag me somewhere. Just for some FYI, the 2024 NFL breakdown, 19 group of 5 players picked. Just 19 players from group of 5 picked. 19. 11 FCS players, 3 international players, 1 D2 player, 0 HBCU players, compared to 2023. 36 G5 players drafted, 10 FCS, 1 HBCU, 2 D2. So the G5 took a hit in draft picks as well. And I think a lot of that because of the transfer portal. They all going up to bigger conferences. And even though we developing these kids, G5, FCS, they going up to these bigger school, SEC schools and getting drafted from there. So I think that's a lot of it. That's why I say I'm claiming them. And I'm celebrating like undrafted free agents. And we got to promote it just like they got picked in the first round. Are you happy with our interior defensive line? I think we need some help. I think we got the core, but I think we need some depth there. Definitely. And we got some on campus right now taking visits. So, that's one of the talking to Coach T. That's one of the areas we're going to shore up. The interior defensive line. Yep. I don't know. They do it all the time. Yeah, I like that kid. Did the Victor kid? Yeah, Mikey Victor went to, I think, the Seahawks too. Let me see what Mikey Victor went. He went to the Patriots. Mikey Victor went to the Patriots. So yeah, Mikey Victor went to the Patriots. Shout out to that kid. I thought he was a stud. I think he's gonna fit in well there. Did Davius sign yet? Can anybody tell me? I don't think he signed yet. He probably mulling some offers. Trying to pick which one best for him. I don't think he signed yet, but he should be. But again, before I go, I'm gonna run this video. If you in town, please go and check. I'm gonna be there on the ones and twos, just being in the entertainment for the day, having fun, rocking out with the tailgate club. So y'all check them out.
The Smoke Tailgate Crew presents the HBCU Tailgating Experience Reunion. You don't want to wait till football season to roll with the smoke. You don't want to miss this. We are calling out the grown and the sexy. We are calling all social clubs, trail riding clubs, tailgaters, and HBCU supporters. Meet us there. Doors open at 8, 1618 Main Street, Vicksburg, Mississippi. The only place to be on Memorial Day weekend.
Come and rep your HBCU. They do some really good things. It's joined together of all different HBCUs, all different SWAC schools. They do a good job. They take care of me at tailgate too. Ooh, I go into them games leaning. You hear me? So I know what this party about to be like. Good food, ribs, chicken, all kind of food. They do alligator, all kind of food. So if you into tailgating, come out and support the tailgate club this year. And at the party, I'm gonna be there having fun. So it's just a time to meet and greet, meet up. If you ain't ever met me, let's meet up and have some fun in person. Let's do it. I'm ready, man. Me too, bro. I'm excited. I'm ready for the season, bro. Yeah, they're gonna start trickling in. Make sure you like the stream before I go. Okay, y'all got the trail ride going. Okay. G, what you cooking for Alcorn Southern? Oh, I'm gonna throw down, bro. And you gotta slide. Come holler at me too. I'm gonna throw down for that game. That's a big one for me. The family. For y'all that don't know, my mama, sister, and brother Southern grew up 8 minutes from Southern, if that. Right in Southern backyard. And I'm an Alcornite, so that game. Then Fred over there for their homecoming. I got a float in the parade. We going crazy. I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna be on my body. I'm gonna have my flag on campus talking noise. You know what I'm finna do. Know what time it is. But yeah, man, I gotta go find me something to eat, man. What y'all eating tonight, man? What y'all eating on? What y'all eating on tonight, man? I ate some fruit. Hey, we gotta do better than that, man. Gee, what's the cost for the season parking pass? I don't know the exacts. I don't know the exact price. To be honest with you, and I pay it, and I get it done every year. I don't even know the exact price. To be honest with you, I think $125 for the season. I gotta check my package. They messed my package up. I gotta call Alcorn. Y'all know I've been a season ticket at Alcorn for 30 years. Big goat, man. Ain't nobody doing it like me, man. And I ain't had to pay for a ticket. I've had sideline access since 2015, 2016. And I still get my season tickets every single year. And my parking and tailgate every single year. It just, I think we all got to support our HBCUs and stop looking for free handouts. Because we need that money. I sent them my money, even though they take care of me, they don't charge me for nothing, but I make sure I still do my part. This is my number. I'm gonna put my number on. This is my number. This is my business line. If anybody, I don't always have this phone. I check it a couple. It ain't really my personal line. It used to be, but I changed it back to this. This is my business number again. So anybody want to reach me? This is how you reach G. Hit me on this number. You can text me, call me, whatever, man. you got a party or something you want me to slide through, man. I just like doing stuff with swag people. You got something to promote. You a swag person. I ain't charging nobody nothing, man. This is our platform. You want to come on here and promote. You got a kid you want to shout out. If you want to do your own, if you want to do it, you know some young dudes that want to do a show one day on the channel. My platform is open to the swag 100%. I don't tell nobody no. I had some kids hit me up from Alcorn at work, that's going to school for broadcasting, and they like mass communication. They like, gee, I would love to come on the show. I said, you can have your own show. Pick a night, come up with it, and I'm gonna give you. I'll stream your information, my YouTube information. You go in there and have your own show. Do what y'all need to do, and you can put it down as like an intern or something. You know what I'm saying? So anybody want to work with me? This platform is open to everybody. You sell t-shirts. You want to come on here and talk about the t-shirts you want to sell? I ain't this for us. Come on here and talk to Nova. They didn't put your name on that seat. I ain't setting the seat in the stadium so long, you know. So. But yeah, this the number. Lock me in, text me, holler at me. If I say something stupid, text me and get on me. Call me and get on me. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, big bad Braves by 40. I got my guy, said T, gonna do his thing this year. We're gonna beat Jackson when they come on the reservation. Bishop gonna be there. I'm gonna get him lit. I'm gonna get him drunk, and then we're gonna take him in there and beat him. Crook, we coming to your homecoming, take over your homecoming. Going crazy, NBR, be out my body. We coming to the hole. Coach T gonna have them Braves ready. We gonna dominate in the hole. This gonna be the year we break that streak. Yeah, we doing it all. We owe Texas Southern. We owe you. We owe you Texas Southern. Yeah, you. PV, we owe you too. We coming take over your list stadium. Yeah, Bama State. We gonna see y'all in Mobile. Yeah, we gonna see y'all in Mobile. We gonna who else we got? Valley. You know what we gonna do to you. Come on, man. You know UAPB. Come on, man. You know what we gonna do to you. You know what we gonna do to you. So we gonna do it up, man. Hit my line. Y'all won't holler at me. Other than that, become a member if you can. If you can't, I appreciate you for thinking about it. Check out the 1871 Collective. Big Bad Braves by 40. And I'm out.